Hi YouTube. I hope you're doing well. I am okay for the most part. We had snow for 3 days in a row, and this morning I was getting wood in, and I slipped down the stairs outside backwards, but I caught myself with my arm, um, so I wouldn't break my tailbone. I guess another broken arm would not be cool, but my fingers went back and my arm went back. So if I hadn't have been exercising, I bet I would have really hurt myself bad. But it hurt, but it was more shocking. I might be sore from it, but at least nothing's broke. Not that I know of anyway. So, yeah, it's dangerous out there. So, sometimes. And I was in a hurry, admittedly. And I do need some boots. So, you know, um, problems, whatever, I'm going to share a link to Lionel Nation. Has a video he made this morning, um his live stream, or maybe it's no, it's just a, oh, I can't remember. I wasn't on his live stream, so I'm watching it later. Excuse me. He brings up a really lot of really good points of the same type of things um I think of, like things that are ongoing with the kids on a daily basis the second they're born. Um, Things like war and water rights, water imperialism, you know, that Nestle's taken water right out of the lakes and nobody says boo. None of our public officials are standing up for us in any of these endeavors that we're trying to expose and stop somehow. Um, all I can say, and this is to the cryptos, uh, which means Draco, which means Jew. Call a spade, people, whatever. There's different types of beliefs within the Jewish people. So, or what would be faiths, or religions, or aspects, but I'm directing this to the people that think that they are above other human beings by way of um, making policies that are inflicted on other people based on your beliefs. This is who I'm addressing. You know, excuse me, excuse my pointing for everybody else, so I'm just actually going to just chat with you about whatever comes to my mind, because really being startled and sore, I'm not really sure of the topic right now, aside from um, making sure that the crypto Jews know that you may think that you rule God's people at this point, but let me see how I was going to word that for you. Um, you think you're in control right now. Let's put it this way. I'll probably name the video to the crypto Dracos, or to the Dracos. Hey, Dracos, God can shut you off and throw away your soul. So, something like that. And you think you're powerful. That's my point. And it's a pretty pertinent point. Just knowing, gee, I can just be turned off and thrown away. And I think I'm treating a human being less than my pet. Come here, pet. Even if you don't have curly hair, my pet. Yeah, freaking jerks. I love talking about the different nationalities that I have in me. It gives me the right to speak out who I'm speaking out about, and there isn't any um, racism involved at all. So that kind of gives me the upper hand in more than one way. Just, just putting the fear of God where it needs to be placed is exactly what these people need. They have no respect for human life, and they've been given, yes, you have been chosen. Come on down. The water's nice. You all float. Some of you might have kind of laughed if you've seen the movie It. Makes him wonder who these clowns are, right? Yeah. Yeah, so I didn't have internet service enough to even watch a live stream yesterday. And then the videos would not even load at all. It was like for hours they just sat there and I kept trying, and Doug did too. It's just like, this is terrible. So I was watching a Bruce Sees All live stream and couldn't even say hi to my friends. It's like, okay, this really sucks. Then I went back and watched about half of it. Um, it's just that what was really being talked about, not by Bruce but his guest, was stuff that if you've been into theology and the workings of the world for as long as I have, it's just like so repetitive to me. The only fresh thing that I've really heard out of anybody is the chronology that Jason Brashears over at AKX. He's the one. I wouldn't recommend like the fifth kind, Paul. He's an intelligent person, but he's Paul from the cabal. Um, Jason doesn't give a flying hoot about being famous. He wants people to know their history of life and timelines and what we've been told and what we haven't been told and that type of thing. So it really, yeah, I scrutinize a person's soul. Yeah, I do. And if they have an ulterior motive, they are not teaching in the right representation and can cause more harm to a person than really needs to be. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm not putting him down as a teacher or a person. I'm telling you that he's part of the dark cabal, and I know that, you know. So anyway, and I just this morning, and I shared over in my community, a Stoic Eddie's take on the Slavic people was most excellent, and it was crazy because I was following Doug around, not yelling at him, but like talking about the crypto Jews and your bloodline from there, and it's like blah 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 blah, because I don't know what he said, but I'm like, don't you even go there with your politics and your voting and all your bullshit, you know. Anyway, if it was localized politics, That's one thing. But, um, and I'll just leave it there. And that would have nothing to do with only those that I could physically talk to when something's going down from the taxes we pay and what they're used for. You know, that type of thing that they don't want people to have control of. And as far as like cryptocurrency is concerned, our Federal Reserve thinks that it's going to implement a 12 or 18 week. I heard two different takes. I'm not going to go look it up, but a pilot of cryptocurrency for people. Or what they call the crypto dollar, or what did they call it? It was a tangible coin. Crypto, no, not crypto coin. Crypto dollar, I think, is how they described it. That the Federal Reserve was going to implement this pilot program on the United States people after they've already stole everything we tangibly, physically had in hard gold, tangible. What was a physical trade, not fiat money. So they use it for wars, they use it for sharing amongst their friends. They keep on having wars and taking our money, and we're just supposed to sit here and say, "Aw," and then worry about who's going to do banking with us. Right. I think people are pretty functional in that area with their co-ops. You know, shit, people had co-opted banks um, all throughout the wild, wild west for flipping ever, you know. So, anyway. Yeah. Probably not a good idea to keep talking about them because it does really get me heated. Just knowing that Trump and Biden, they're all standing around with these Dracos in funny hats, waiting to rape babies, signing in the Noahide laws with every sitting or standing or whatever they do, squat, bend over presidents. You know? So that's unacceptable. Another country coming in our country and having dealings within our laws, and people going out of our country over to their country and signing in laws pertaining and involving the American citizens is not only outrageous and treasonous, that's punishable by death. And you people need to be ganked out of our White House by your necks. And yes, I feel that strongly about it. So we do have that right, you know, people. Not to gank them by their necks, but to arrest them. It's a citizen arrest. You damn right. Lock them up. Then we'll have trials, tribunals for these creatures that are not the government that we will be taking over. Localized government and trading with communities, co-opted banks and grocery stores and that type of thing, even trading with local countries like Canada or whatever. This is all high probability. Um, what they're trying to push as far as a new wave with this so-called sickness and that, um, just keep in mind that their media and how they appear on TV Even their campaign trail where a lot of people will come out and support them, it's still a very small percentage of the people that are actually paying the taxes for what the rest of those clowns are playing at, you know. So just remember, compared to us, it's still millions to one around the world, even with the ones that are helping them, the average person, or the ones that are just unsuspecting, that really don't understand a lot of politically and what it leads to spiritually for people, you know. So I'll have one more cigarette with you and talk, and then I'm gonna chill, keep rolling cigarettes. But yeah, so chill. I've had a chill all day. It's 17 degrees here. Everything's frozen. It is pretty. There's, with about that much snow, you know. But yeah, I could live without it, really, to be honest. But I just don't want to live where there's bugs. It might be warm, but the bugs don't die in the winter, and that's unacceptable to me, you know. So there's a lot of things today. Falling down the steps was unacceptable. You go in the doctor and you keep hitting yourself, and you tell the doctor it hurts when I do this. Well, stop doing that, right? Yeah. I'm okay. It's just a little sore, Surprised the shit out of me. It usually does when that happens. Yeah. I think we get it at least once in a season, if not more. Or you go sliding, you know. Yeah. Been kind of a long day. I did get my housework done this morning, outside kitties fed, and wouldn't until that happened, and then I told Doug I'm not doing it anymore. So usually I don't tell narcissists when I injure myself, but because they have a tendency to be even worse. But I've been so tired lately from the last episodes and the ones before that, yeah, it is never ending, it seems. Yeah, I didn't tell him when I just about had a hernia last week. It's like, no way. Not when it happened, after the fact. So he's like, why didn't you tell me? I said, no, when I'm injured like that, it's nobody's business. So that's true. Gotta be careful. Hey, it's just like I was saying, like moving furniture or something big or whatever. Um, like I used to do sheets of drywall with people. We just like carry it in, grab it, flip around, and whether we were setting it or whatever, just working in unison. It's just, but I cannot describe somebody that can't think like that. It's like jumping rope. It's like jump. You ever jumped rope with somebody that just stood there? You're like jump, you know. It's called jump rope. you know. But yeah, all in all, as far as I'll get back to Brucey's all brother, Jason's. Seems like a nice person. I don't know him real well, but I subscribe to so many channels that are uh, doing the same thing I am, talking directly to the Dracos and telling you that you cannot will anything. You don't have willpower, but the children of God do. And you are in our hands, whether it looks like it or not. And we do not like you at all. Not one fucking iota. So just keep that in mind if you can. You know, I know egos get in the way a whole bunch on this planet, but boo hoo, baby. We all got our problems, don't we? Call me a goyim. Well, we'll see. Yes, we will see. Yeah, it's the way it is. Hey, if you were injured when you were a baby because of these type of situations that you're trying to allow in my country, you'd feel the same way, but it has not happened to you. You need the fear of God put in you. That's all I can say. That's would I judge you? Oh hell yes. Would I let you judge me? Oh hell no. You don't have that right. You're not of God. So, not the true creator. Stop playing your damn games. Like a friend of mine says, fear the one that can take your body and your soul, not just the one that lives in your flesh, that you think gives you the right to monkey with other people's flesh. So just keep that in mind. You might think me in whose army, and you're gonna fucking find out too. It's a worldwide army, just like your cabal, only it's way bigger and way smarter and way stronger. Can you imagine carrying information through your genome in your DNA through the centuries and coming back up and saying, bite my ass, you fuckwads. You lose. You can't control without power. And when you can't will, all you can do is pretend that you're the underdog. And everybody's going to see through that real quick, too, because I will that to be so on this very day. So I'm going to leave it there. And my friends, I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful rest of your Saturday or Sunday. And I'll talk to you very soon. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you for joining me. Peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA. Have a good night or day wherever you're at.